Recently, the United States media has made a significant allegation against India. They claim that the India attempt a coup in the Maldives. According to this report, India planned a regime change operation but cancelled it at the last moment. The allegation suggests that India considered removing the Maldives leader who was identified as a pro-China and replacing him with someone else. However, the plan was reportedly abandoned due to the insufficient support from the parliament. This claim was published by the Washington Post in an article titled A Plot in a Paradise, referring to the Maldives. The article states that Indian intelligence agent, presumable from Iraq, had a secret agreement with the Maldivian politician to remove the pro China leader. However, there is no solid evidence backing this claim, and Maldivian opposition parties have outraged rejected them, stating that India does not engage in such activities. Former Maldivian President Mohammad Nasheed also dismissed the allegation, emphasizing that no Indian agent were involved in planning any government change in the Maldives. Critics argue that publishing such articles serve only to give China a narrative against India, potentially straining India's relation with the Maldives. The US media has previously accused India of other covert operations without presenting solid evidence. This trend of targeting India on a baseless ground raises a question about the motive behind the such reports. Some speculate that it might be linked to India's recent action exposing the US activities in other regions, such as Bangladesh. Indian media recently highlighted allegations that US involvement in Bangladesh political landscape follow a CIA like playbook. Such exposure may have provoked a response from the US media against India. Ultimately, this allegation against India, particularly without hard evidence, appear to be part of a broader geopolitical narrative, possibility aimed at undermining India's growing influence in the region. Let's look back at 1975 in a context of Bangladesh government. A fascinating article published in 2013 and later updated in 2021 sheds light on significant events. At the time, WikiLeaks, founded by Julian Assange, was a highly prominent. WikiLeaks published top secret US document revealing that after Bangladesh gained independence in 1971, the US unwillingly recognized it as an independent nation in 1972. However, the US reportedly aimed to eliminate the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the founding father of Bangladesh, while maintaining its influence in the region. The WikiLeaks revelation detailed how Mujibur Rahman was assassinated in 1975 by a member of his military, who were later relocated to Canada, where they still live safely. After this, the US feared that India might use the assassination as a pretext to military intervention in the Bangladesh and reorganize its government according to its interests. However, India stayed away from such action, keeping to the international norm despite having opportunity to exert greater control over Bangladesh after the 1971 war. India's restraint contrasted with the concern that US expressed at the time. Despite its fears, India followed a principled approach to the international order. In contrast, a recent allegation claimed that India attempted a coup in the Maldives for as little as 6 million. This misinformation is potentially exploitable by countries like China and Pakistan to portray India as an aggressor. Articles published by the credible outlet like the Washington Post can influence global opinion, suggesting that the India is attempting regime change in countries that are not allied with its interests. Such narrative can harm India's standing in the region. India should directly address this concern with the US, questioning the intent behind such media publication. It appears that outlets like the Washington Post are publishing political damaging stories against India without a substantial evidence, relying on anonymous sources. As this article gained global attention, India's reputation as the responsible international actor could be at risk. The situation may not improve even if leader like Donald Trump return to power. Given his contention history with media outlets such as Washington Post and the New York the New York Times, which he frequently accused of publishing fake news. The motives of this major US media house remain unclear and their action could lead to more such a narratives against India in the future.